in a very shaky way, went to sleep the entire first half. That's South Africa, allowing Czechia to get the goal very, very early in the game. They also riding it out, and finally they wake up much later when it was too late. So that's where they have found themselves. They have put themselves in a very difficult situation. The experimentation at this level has not yielded any result for them. The experimentation has not really yielded any result for them. They would have wished that the likes of Mokanzi would have found rhythm and be counted as some of. You see, they're mentioning wonder kids, and you have a 20-year-old phenomenal defender, and he's not part of the conversation. Why? Because the entire team is performing below par. South Africa's tournament so far, I don't want to talk about the whole political issue associated with it. Let's keep it on the pitch. But so far on the pitch, they have really not lived up to the South Africa leading up to the tournament.
Okay, so Kwamna, let me come to you. We've talked about South Africa, and you can have your thoughts on them if you want as well. But I want you to give me your thoughts on Mexico, co-host of the World Cup. They used to be a very good team with a lot of good players. In recent times, they haven't been themselves, let me just put it that way. But at this tournament, they've been brilliant, especially in that first game against South Africa. Everyone expected them to get a few more goals after the red card, the first red card. Even their fans expected more of them in that game. But they've won 2 out of 2, including against South Korea, who are expected to be the biggest dogs in that group. What do you make of Mexico in this tournament in relation to all the other teams in the group as well?
Okay. It's been brilliant so far from Mexico. One, in the previous World Cup in 2022, they were eliminated in the group stages. They were in the group with, I remember, Argentina, Poland, Saudi Arabia, which they had to get eliminated right after. They just won one game, drew one game, and lost one game, and they were eliminated. But this time around, they hosting and they winning all 2 games is very, very good from them. And what is even making it so exciting is that in their 2 games, they are yet to concede. They've scored 3 goals and they've conceded 0, and that's very fantastic of them. Because one, in their game against Saudi, I was scared for them a bit because of how they played against South Africa. Although they won against South Africa by 2-0, they didn't play so well. But they had to get the win because that was the very first game of the tournament and they were playing as host nation. So they had to do their best to win that game. And that was what they had to do. Because the South Koreans played very well against the Czechia team. So we're all thinking, oh, the South Koreans are really going to pressure them. They pressured the Mexicans very well, but the Mexicans did the most important thing in football, just making sure they had a goal, and that was what they had to do. Because in this tournament, we've noticed that you can play all the nice football, you can play all the good football, but if you don't get the chance or you don't get a win, you just have to lose. That is example for one country like Turkey, because they are also struggling a lot, that they've also been eliminated. Yes, so well, football is about you just getting your chances and scoring. Because with the Mexicans against South Korea, they didn't create a lot of chances, but the few chances that they had, they were able to utilize one of them, and that was a goal from them. So I'm not very surprised about how the Mexicans have played, and I'm very happy all the host nations are playing so well, and they are making sure they'll be able to progress to the next stage. Because when we have them in the tournaments, you see a lot of them trooping into the stadium to watch. I know maybe the likes of, maybe if France is in the semi-finals, quarterfinals, people will still go. Portugal, Argentina, even Ghana, people will still go. But if the host nations are in, like, they go very far in the tournaments, that is when a lot of people will get very interested in it and have to troop into the stadium. So it's very, very fantastic from Mexico, and I'm not surprised about it. But for South Africa, I just feel like, one, they just need to it's letting us know that the PSL is the best league in Africa. But when it comes to Europe, their players cannot compete with a lot of players in Europe. Because if you check South Africa's first 11, I remember their first game against Mexico, they had 7 PSL players in it. And out of the 7, 6 of them were Mamelodi Sundowns players, and 1 was an Orlando Pirates player. And even on bench, when they even had to bring on some players, some of them were Mamelodi Sundowns players. Some, the striker was, what's the name? The striker who had to substitute of, what's the name? Foster, who is an Orlando Pirates striker. So that should let you know that most of them are local based players that they are not willing to travel. that is one key thing they have to check, because when if they travel in Africa here, in the continent here in Africa, they are about the PSL is about like the top 5. When you talk about the league that has most viewers, I'm sure they'll be number 1, but with how competitive it is, it might be part of the top 5. But when it comes to Europe, they struggle a bit, and that is one key thing they have to really check, because some of the players are not really proving to be very well. So it's making Hugo Bruce is a very good coach. So when he's coaching this side, they kind of struggle a bit, because some of them are not, sorry to say, very intelligent on the ball when they have to play the ball. So it's not surprising from how South Africa have played, but for Mexico, congratulations to them, because they've already qualified to the round of 32, and I just want to see more performances from them.
Okay, I'm throwing this to both of you. South Korea, expected to be the big dogs in the tournament. They have 1 win and 1 draw. They've scored 2 goals, conceded 2. I know the last World Cup in Qatar, they were also a bit hot and cold.
Yeah.
Yes, and they've conceded a lot of goals in their World Cup history, even though sometimes they make it through to the knockout stages. Have you been impressed with how they've played so far the tournament?
I'll just have to put it at bank average.
Bank average.
Yeah.
They have not impressed me at all. I am waiting for their game between themselves and South Africa to actually finish my correct assessment of the team. But so far, one, they've shown that they are one of the few teams that can come back in this tournament, because they came back and then actually got a win against Czechia. For me, that really counts. But again, they are conceding a lot of goals. Reason being that, look, they are defensive organization. Just turn up the heat on them and then they will cover. Just turn up the heat on them and then they will cover. That game between themselves and Mexico was not excellent. Was not brilliant. Look, people complain about the Black Stars and Panama game being the game that was not the nicest in the tournament. I bet you people did not watch this game.
Mexico.
People did not. I seriously think people who say that did not watch this game. Even the Mexican coach agreed that the way both teams played, one person just needed to make a mistake. Not that they were exceptional, but both teams were actually poor on the day. In that particular game versus Mexico, the teams were booed off the pitch. And they came back in the second half, and it was a mistake that led to the goal. Error leading to a goal. South Korea possibly could be getting into that portion where they would be leading, because they are conceding a lot of really funny goals. That goal they conceded, error. Versus Mexico, error.
Czechia.
Versus Czechia.
The long throw.
As for Czechia, all their goals have actually been started by a throw.
Yeah.
All their goals have been started by a throw. But you watch that long throw come in, and then they score with a long throw. Look, a defender scoring while they are throwing the ball. Long throw. The defender had time to run. Come, head the ball, score. And you were there.
And you were just ball watching.
I feel it's about time they also used this kind of the loopholes available to national teams to bring in some quality, defensive midfielders and also center backs to stop the running that they are having in World Cups. Look, the last time out at the World Cup, they lost to the Black Stars. Now this time round, they have to prove everything that they can beat the South Africans. But their defense is the question. That's South Africa to their attack, question mark.
So very stoppable.
With that game, I think that South Korea would really run with it.
I think we have enough information for me to ask you which 2 teams will be making it through automatically. I think we already know Mexico are going through, but which 2 teams will be joining Mexico in the next round? Which 2 teams do you think will be joining Mexico in the next round? In Group A?
No, we'll give them only one, because
we don't know whether they'll be proved. Best place team. No, I don't. No, I just feel like South Korea will just pull through.
You think South
Korea? I think South Korea will pull through. But one, it will also depend on the Czechia No, but South Korea will pull through. If South Korea is just to win against what's the name, South Africa, they'll pull through because now the head-to-head. That's what we are going to use, and they've already have a better head-to-head over Czechia. So I just feel like South Korea will just pull through.
Okay, so that's the lowdown on Group A at the World Cup.
But quick one.
Yes.
Don't be surprised that Czechia versus Mexico concede their first goal.
Yeah.
Because Czechia are the team that scored the most set-piece goals in the European qualifiers getting into this tournament. And so far, there are 2 goals that they've scored have all originated from
a set-piece.
Set-piece, not a traditional fanciful set-piece. Throw in. Hey.
Okay, so that's the lowdown on Group A. Mexico, the co-hosts, are already through to the next round. That's the round of 32. For those of you who have not been paying attention, it's an expanded World Cup, a 48-team World Cup, which means there'll be a round of 32. The first 2 teams from each group qualify automatically. There'll be 8 best third place teams who will join them in the next round. So if your country does not make it through automatically, you have a chance as long as they do well in their games and merit a place in the next round. Let's move on to Group B, another of our World Cup hosts, Canada. They have played 2 games. They've won 1 and they've drawn 1. They have 4 points currently. They've scored 7 goals and conceded 1 so far in the tournament. They top the group. We also have Switzerland, 2 games played. They've won 1 and they've drawn 1. They have scored 5 goals and they've conceded 2. They have 4 points, second in the group. Then we have Bosnia and Herzegovina. They've played 2 games. They have 1 point, which means they've drawn only 1 game and they've lost the other. They've scored 2 goals, conceded 5. And the last team in the group, Qatar, they've also played 2 games, 1 draw, 1 loss. They've scored only 1 goal so far in the tournament, conceded 7. And they have 1 point in that group. Not the most exciting group, but it might prove to be going into the final round of matches. Now, you look at Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Qatar. The 4 teams separated by 3 points in that group. Has it been the group you expected? How, in terms of play? Because no one gave this group a dog's chance. Looking at the teams in there of being exciting, they expected Switzerland and maybe even Canada to go through almost automatically. But has it been as intense and competitive as maybe you expected?
Okay. So far it's not been bad. The Qatar national team surprised me in their first game, especially when they had to get 1 point against the Switzerland team. And I was thinking, going into their second game against Canada, they are going to do something to prove to be very good. Unfortunately for them, they lost by 6-0.
Well, there were extenuating circumstances. The
red cards.
Red cards in the first half and after the second half.
But I feel like all those red cards were also red cards that were deserved. They had to just get those red cards, and it was so bad from the Qatar team. And I just feel like the Canadians have really done so well, because being a host nation and your first game, you had to just prove to be very strong to get 1 point against Bosnia, and now winning by 6-0 is really setting the tone that you have a chance to just qualify to the round of 32, because next game you're meeting Switzerland. If you are even to get 1 point in that game, you are through. And what is making this group so exciting is because I feel like we'll get the best third place team, one of them from this group, because Bosnia, Qatar will be playing. Bosnia has 1 point, Qatar has 1 point, and both teams will be playing.
Unless they draw.
Unless they draw. But if one team is just to win, and let's take it, we see Canada, Switzerland playing a 1-1 draw, a 0-0 draw. We just see one of the third best placed teams in this group. So it's been very exciting, because this group has also produced a lot of goals. We've seen a lot of goals from this group, because in the Switzerland-Bosnia game, in the Switzerland-Bosnia game, in the last 15 minutes, we saw 5 goals. That was surprising.
And the red card.
Yes, the red card.
So it's very surprising, because after the 70th minute in the Switzerland-Bosnia game, you feel like, this game will be like a 1-0, a 2-1, or even a 1-0 lead. All of a sudden, we just saw a 4-1 lead, and that was very surprising from the Switzerland team, because especially going into that game, their previous game against Qatar, they didn't play so well. They had a lot of chances that they had to miss all of them. If not for the penalty that Embolo scored, they had a lot of chances that they missed. So in the Bosnia game, it felt like, maybe this is a chance that they can win, but maybe it could be a 1-0, 2-0 win. But they had to just come in the last 15 minutes and get a 4-1 win. So that's a very good performance from the Switzerland team. And I just feel like they are that team that they do so well in the World Cup. When they get to the group stages, they always qualify for that one. Switzerland, they don't disappoint you. When they get to the World Cup, they qualifying out of their group, they do that. They will qualify, but just that when they go to the next round, that's the most difficult thing they have to do. But they've done so well so far.
Well, Sednam, I want you in on this. I asked Kwabena about the competitiveness of the group. And looking at the teams in there, you expected them to be mostly at the same level, which means there was a likelihood that they were going to split the points anyway. And I'll throw it again at you. Are you surprised by how the teams have played in the tournament so far? Just 3 points separating all teams, 4 points for 2 teams, 1 point for both teams, and everything is to play for going into the last round of games. Are you surprised by how competitive it's been, and which has been your standout team in that group?
So I would like to take it from this point. When you say competitiveness, you see the teams
relatively,
relatively, but the teams can be so bad,
yes,
that you look at it and you would say, they are very competitive. If we are to juxtapose it against they themselves, then they are being very competitive.
Yes.
Because in the first round of games, I had to sit through that Canada-Bosnia-Herzegovina game, and I was like, what am I watching?
What are you watching?
What am I watching?
Yes. And then that was last Friday.
Exactly. Yes, and then I sat through that one as well between Switzerland and Qatar, and I was like, the Swiss are looking like they are tickling themselves and laughing. You score a goal, and then the rest of the entirety of the game for them, it was shooting practice.
Yeah.
Bim bam boom, trying to just shoot from anywhere. And then when they shoot and then they miss the chance, then they are laughing, they are smiling. I was like, what's going on? So eventually when the cross came in from the left-hand side for the Qataris, and then they scored, I was applauding the Qataris. That they've done well. Then second round of games, they said that they had heard my thoughts and they were going to prove me wrong. We've had some of the very exciting games in this round, but truly, I think the Bosnians have disappointed me the most in this group. You look at the height they have, you'd be expecting them, to be more aggressive. Aside the fact that when it comes to a statistic I put out on X that everybody's coming for me, the aerial duels. So they are top 3 players.
Yeah.
Jordana used the third. Now the other 2
you don't have to do that.
Oh no. But I just needed to put that on aside. But the other 2 players are all Bosnians. One is a defender, Katic, and I am expecting him to be actually bossing the ball there. But you sit down and just concede just like that. Competitiveness, first round, it was level, but second round, I think 2 teams have set themselves apart from the rest. Now, this brings a bigger question. Now, they're asking, so if this is Bosnia, who actually had to beat Italy in the playoffs to make this particular tournament, then the Italians must be really bad. The Italians must be really bad.
They have been for a very long time now.
I'm just shocked. But this particular group, in the second round, listen, they have not been competitive. There have been 2 teams bossing everyone, but in the first round, they were ultra competitive because they were all figuring it out and playing at their own level. Second round has really set Canada aside, has also set Switzerland aside. And I just need to just shout out the Swiss wonder kid, Manzambi. Going into this tournament, a lot had been said about him. He came into the first game and he was one of the fluffiest of the ball. He was just wearing the number 10 jersey and doing a lot of funny things. I'm asking myself, what's going on?
Maybe pressure.
But he sat down and came back and then
He was okay.
Yeah, he was okay.
He was given a talking to.
Okay. Okay. But for this particular group, it will be difficult to see a third team qualify. Because look, the Qataris are not as bad as we think. If they are able to hold you till the end of the first half, they would give you some bit of trouble. Now, the Bosnians have proven that goal scoring too is a problem for them at this tournament. They don't believe that Dzeko can get them the goals anymore. They don't believe it, and they themselves are not finding the goals, despite the fact that they've been able to, score here and there, but it's to save face. And they also scored their first goal against Canada from a set piece. So if the set piece will work for them against the Qataris, lump it forward, get more corners and score. Aside that, I think it will be a draw.
So we'll get deeper into the conversation I'm going to bring up, but you agree with their decision not to be starting Edin Dzeko?
Yeah, he started in the
previous game, but the first one, you agreed with the decision not to start him?
No, I disagree with that decision.
You disagree?
I disagree totally with them not starting.
Despite his age and the fact that he's not been at the top level for a very long time.
His age, he has not been at the top level for a very long time. You are playing in a competition that has a lot of things at stake. Once my policy is this. We'll get to the Brazilians. Don't worry.
It's not even the Brazilians I'm talking about.
The Portuguese?
We'll get to them. We'll feed all the nations who have decided to take people on a legacy tour. We'll get to all of them. Look, if you are not going to be playing a player, do not on any circumstance take them to a tournament.
Okay.
Do not on any circumstance take them to a tournament. Once the player has been called up, he is going to play. He has to play. Is he fit to play? Yes, he is fit to play. In that game against Canada, were you needing that presence up front? Oh yes, you were needing that presence up front because look, Bosnia was agonizingly hard to watch in that first game. You need Dzeko. Okay, take out Dzeko. Who are you playing? And what is the result of the person playing? Yeah. So play him.
Play him. That's your thoughts. Come now, I want your thoughts on this.
Okay, I just feel like for one, they have to play to the strength of the player because they know very well that this player is now old. He's 40 years. So they have to just play to his strength. That is why the Argentine national team, people will always praise the Argentine national team because they play to the strength of Messi. They know that Messi is not the previous Messi that you have to run. But when you watch Messi against Algeria, the only tackle he did was what I felt like was a red card. But when you check the whole game, he didn't do any.
He barely sprints anymore. Yes. He doesn't go past 2-3 players anymore.
That is it.
He goes past one. He's fine. He's fine. The pass.
That's the thing. And they play to his strength because they know where they will see Messi. And they know very well that they don't leave him alone when he's playing. That is the mistake of one country like Portugal. They leave Ronaldo alone to do what he has to do. The one advantage they have to do is that. So for Dzeko like this, Bosnia just needs to play to his strengths. Yeah. And I'm very sure if they play to his strengths, we'll see the best out of him because when you check the team, he has the experience. He played in the last World Cup that they had to qualify. That was in 2014. He played in that World Cup. So he playing in this World Cup, it should let you know that he has experience. So they just need to play to his strengths. And I'm very sure they are going to see the best out of him.
Okay, so that's it for Group B. Canada topping the group with 4 points, same as Switzerland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Qatar both have 1. Before I move on to Group C, let's just hear from some of the people who've been texting us on WhatsApp. KK from Tema, Charlie Edwin, I've missed your sports voice. I've missed being here to Tech and Trends, City Trends. Great to hear you. Okay, it's good to hear from you too, KK from Tema. Thank you for that message as well. Let's move on to YouTube, where a few people have showed up. Our regulars are there on YouTube as well. Raymond Decoder, fully active in the studio as well. Looking at your messages. Sweet Kwame says hello. He says, Citi, the Bosnian team are experienced and aging. No one expected anything from them, and Qatar are bad. That's what he's telling you.
That's why both of them will draw and go home. That is it, though. Both teams will draw and go home because Lopetegui has again got a very interesting statistic for himself at this World Cup, being a Spanish person. So I don't think the disgrace they would like to carry on with the disgrace. At least they've been able now to come to the World Cup for the Qataris. They have gotten a point.
Yeah.
They've tried. They've scored. They've tried.
Yeah.
The rest is next time when they come, they'll do better. For the Bosnians, I really don't see what they put me through a very difficult watch. And for me, that game will stay with me for a very long time for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, away from that, Abednego Boateng says, we are live. It's great to see you guys again. Work has taken my time, but I always have time for you. Great analysis from the team. He also says, he misses my voice. I miss you, your comments as well. So now, let's go back to YouTube where we are getting a message from Danino. If something is not working in a company or group, the first person they'll throw accusation and questions to is the leader. So CR7 should accept the criticism. He's also disappointed in the Turkish team. And that is where we are going next. We'll get to the CR7 conversation in a bit, but let's move on to Group C. Group C has Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. And of course, we saw Morocco beat Scotland by 1-0. Brazil thrashed Haiti by 3-0. The Brazilians. And said you are in a very beautiful jersey today. Yeah, very beautiful jersey.
I hope that the guys on YouTube don't say I have an agenda.
But the Brazilians have not been producing their typical beautiful football. I mean, everyone expected them to beat Haiti by a lot of goals. Even the three, I don't think their fans were too happy. I was on social media, the Brazilian side of social media, and they expected a few more goals from their team, given that Haiti are considered the minnows of the minnows, yes, at the tournament. And of course, their earlier draw against Morocco. Obviously, Morocco are a very strong team in the world at the moment, but Brazilians expected a victory against the African champions, should we say?
Oh,
Okay, let's move away from that conversation. But let's take on Brazil. In the first game, Carlo Ancelotti started with Igor Thiago. In this game, he started with Matheus Cunha up front, kept largely the same squad, but there were complaints about a lot of people within that squad. First, Rafinha, he's not had his best tournament, and unfortunately, he's out with a hamstring injury. Vinicius has been their shining light so far in the tournament. Casemiro has come up for a lot of criticism, and you can take the players that you want to do in your analysis. Sedi, tell me the Brazilians, who has been good for them, who shouldn't step onto the pitch again, who should come in, and who has not been good at all in the two games they've played so far.
Oh, Edward, you put me in a very interesting spot.
This is your conversation. You are the right person for this conversation. Who should not step onto the pitch for Brazil?
Oh God!
For the rest of this tournament.
Oh no, rest of this tournament.
Rest of this tournament.
Number one, the first person has already not stepped foot. I feel he wasted space. He should not be there again. He has not been there.
I know exactly.
Neymar.
Mention it.
Look, you can't appear at camp in a helicopter, in a chopper, chop, only to come and be waving your jersey on the bench. I don't know how the Brazilians are taking that. It's for me, it's disrespectful to a nation like Brazil to carry an injured player to the World Cup just because of what? Legacy.
Not just an injured player,
feel like
a perennially injured player.
Oh, I feel like also there was pressure from the media too in Brazil.
Absolutely, but an experienced coach like Carlo Ancelotti, you'd expect him to be able to wave away all that pressure. I know Neymar is a star player for Brazil, very talented over the years. He's led them, but at this moment in time, when you want to restore your legacy as the best World Cup team in history, you won 5, but the last one you won was in 2002. You'd expect everybody to be ready and fit and willing to play for the national team. Taking Neymar, clearly when he's not fit, clearly when he's not been fit for a while, was a big risk, and I don't know if it's going to cost them later in the tournament.
I feel it will cost them later in the tournament, more so as the likes of Rafinha, who have been really, he would like to forget this tournament quickly in a hurry. He's also not going to be featuring for the foreseeable future for the team.
Yes.
Yeah. So two people down. That is in the same field. That is the attacking part of the team. This Brazilian team I understand, and we all clamored for it that Igor Thiago should go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
But we did not clamor that
If you start,
because look, this is his first tournament with the team. You can go, but there are people there who are also performing at that same level with you in Europe. So they have a shout also for that particular spot. So when you get the spot and you play in the manner in which you played against Morocco, then when you sit on the bench, who would shout? No one can shout. So Rafinha, he has excused himself also. He has gently excused himself. But Edwin, before I continue with the names, I feel that the Brazilians should take the noise around the team, around two players, especially Neymar and Hendrick, as a blessing for the other players to be able to perform. Trust me, if the whole team was being
scrutinized and criticized,
forget Cunha performing the way he's performing. Forget it. In the first game, actually, he also provided some bright spots when he came on. We saw the bright spots here and there, but in the second game, he came and he now owns that particular position. So obviously, I can't say much for Igor Thiago going forward. So I've added him to the list 3. Now, Fabinho. Fabinho. Hey, it's hard. But I know Brazil are short of really high quality people in that particular part of the pitch. But Fabinho, dear, at this point, we don't. Not any time per se, but the game is now faster than his legs. Okay. The game is faster than his legs.
You've said what I said in a more demure way.
Yeah. The game is a bit faster than his legs. You see, it's a bit faster than his legs. But then again, there are players that we
deserve
need to
praise.
Yeah, deserve praise. The likes of, for me, Guimaraes has been very good for them tactically in midfield. Without Guimaraes, I don't know what would be of Casemiro. This is why Man U is dreaming that he's the guy to come in and then they'll help the team. I don't want to talk about clubs today, so let's keep our energies on the Brazilian team. But then again, I feel that Enrique deserves more time on the pitch as well. Enrique deserves more time on the pitch, but the coach needs to also stop his tinkering. He's tinkering too much. He's just tinkering too much. But congratulations to them. They look all but set to have made it to the next stage of the competition. And for me, I am happy for them. Good for them.
That's Kwabena. You can have your take on Brazil because I know you have a lot to say about that Brazilian team. But I want you primarily to focus on Morocco. Over the years, they've proven to be Africa's best footballing team. Maybe Bas Senegal. This tournament, they've started brightly. Against Brazil, everyone was talking about how they should have won that game. They were unlucky to draw against Brazil. Against Scotland, they picked up a 1-0 victory, a very, very valuable 1-0 victory, which puts them within touching distance of the next round. Are the Moroccans a team to fear at this World Cup?
Yeah, they're a team to fear because of how they played in their first game. And although someone would think they had to score more goals, they needed more goals against Scotland. They at least did the most important thing by getting the 3 points. And it's been very good from there because looking at a country that their coach had to resign about 1 month to the tournament. Yeah. They had to get a new coach to come in. Yes, they had to get a new coach to come in who was then coaching the youth football for the Moroccans, and he had to come in. And they are playing the same system. When you check the Moroccans, you don't see like, this is Walid's system. This is the new coach system. They are playing the same system. No matter who is the coach, they have a system. They have a book that will be able that every coach that comes in plays that through that same system, and that is really helping the Moroccans. Because when you are watching the Moroccans and you watch back and you be like, this is a country that changed their coach just recently. So you will be thinking, oh, coming to the tournament is going to be very difficult for them. But no. They are playing very well, and it's very good from them because getting this 4 point, their last game, which I know they'll beat Haiti, that will make them get 7 points. It's been so fantastic from them, and they are just building up to that good tournament that they like. They are just taking it off from the good tournament they had in 2022 when they had to be part of the semi-finals. They were fourth, unfortunately, but they had to do that good history, and they go into this tournament. I'm very sure if the Moroccans are to continue the same way, I'll not be surprised to see the Moroccans also in the semi-finals again because they are playing so well and it's very, very good from them. But in this group, the group C, the only shocking thing is that all the UEFA teams that played in the playoffs, only Scotland has 3 points. All the UEFA teams that played in the playoffs
leading into the World Cup.
Let's start.
You need to add Sweden to that list as well.
Okay.
Yes,
so maybe Sweden.
Victory,
So apart from Sweden, you have Czechia. They have 1 point. You have Turkey.
They are
gone. You have Bosnia.
They are sleeping.
And now you have what's the name?
Scotland
getting 3 points. So that should let you know that the playoffs also, most of the teams that they had to even meet them, they weren't performing so well. But still sticking to Morocco, that's very good, and how they are playing is very, very good. Brahim Diaz, you ask yourself, okay, there's a player that plays for Real Madrid that doesn't get any game time, but when it comes to Morocco, he's playing so well. He has put away whatever happened in the AFCON final, and he's playing a very good football to make the world see that he's a very fantastic player. I'm sure if he gets any big contract somewhere, although getting Real Madrid, playing for Real Madrid is a big club, but I feel like when he gets any big contract, he'll leave because the boy he's playing, he needs playing time each and every week. He doesn't need to play this week, come the following week. He needs to play each and every week, and it's been fantastic from them. For the Seleçãos, I'm not surprised about how they are playing, and they getting the 4 points so far in the tournament. For Ancelotti, he just needs to sit back to know which team is really going to help him, because now Rafinha is out, Neymar is out. Which attackers are you going to use? Maybe that's the time for Hendrick to just come in to just put up a very superb performance. Cunha has just cemented this place that when he has to play as a false nine, whether you have to play him as a winger, he will just prove to be very good. Thiago had this chance and he didn't utilize it. So there's a chance for Matheus Cunha to just come in to just do what he has to do to be very good. So for the Seleçãos, their next game they'll play against Scotland, and that's a game that I'm sure Ancelotti will try to use some other players to see how best they'll be able to play, and make sure in the subsequent games that they'll be playing, the round of 32, round of 16, they'll be able to get a very good squad to play. Because whenever we are going to play a World Cup, the Brazilian national team are always part of the teams that you expect to win, no matter the team that they have to put up. So they are always favorites. So when you check everyone's list, they'll be like Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, Spain, and other teams. But I just feel like there's a time that they have to prove to be very good. But it's going to be very, very difficult, because someone will say it's just Haiti, but you just don't put that it's just Haiti, because other teams are really going to be very well. So it's very good from the Seleçãos so far.
Okay, before I move on to Group D and then we'll take a break, let's do some WhatsApp messages. The Raymond Decoder inside Tema Community 4. Easier said than done. Criticism on Jordan Ayew must be avoided. Some Ghanaians are ungrateful. Was it not the same player who has been scoring for Ghana? Let's encourage every player rather than bashing them. It's going to be Ghana 3, England 1. In the business aspect of the game, I think FIFA's whistle in favor of Messi for not flashing him a card or sending him off. Every player deserves equal opportunity.
No, but quickly to add to that, you see, after that Messi incident, there have been Messi-like tackles like that in this tournament. And because they could not show it to Messi, it has not been shown to any other player. I think cumulatively there have been 5 or 6 of such full start on the legs of players tackle, and everybody is referring them to the Messi incident. So I think everybody is getting the equal opportunity because no one is being shown a red card for the full start going on an opponent.
Okay, so let's go to YouTube. Turkey are too overhyped. Are bad, too overhyped. That's Sweet Kwame. He comes again and says Brazil are lucky. Haiti are not good with the ball. And then we hear from Akam Mubarak. He says, what's up with Neymar gimmicks at the Brazil camp? Said he has spoken about Neymar too. Sweet Kwame says Brazil won, but they are bad to watch. And he says the old Brazilian players were not happy with during the Haiti match as well. Yes, they definitely wouldn't have been happy with that performance. Raymond Decoda says on YouTube, Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal will win the World Cup. Ismaila Ibrahim says, Hugo Thiago, dear Igor Thiago, dear, I don't even understand why Don Carlo really likes playing him. Was so brutal.
Oh, Onimbobo. But you see, the funny thing is, when he was playing in the EPO, when he was scoring the goals, we forgot to check the number of penalty goals.
I remember. Was it you giving the update on? No, it was Yao Jemeta who gave the update on the number of penalty goals he had scored as part of his tally, and it was around.
He has scored more than 10.
He scored more than 10 penalties.
Yeah, he's just like Jordan.
Oh, Charlie! Look, that was Kwabena. Why?
I think we need to speed through so that we get to that Jordan conversation. Group C. That was Group C.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Group D. USA. 2 games played, 2 wins, 6 points, 6 games scored, 1 goal conceded. Australia, 2 games played, 3 points. Paraguay, 2 games played, 3 points. Turkey, 2 games played, 0 points and out of the competition. For a team that had not been to the World Cup in 24 years, qualifying for this World Cup was so good for Turkey and their fans. But to come into this tournament and to lose your opening 2 games, you haven't played the USA. You lost to Australia, you lost to Paraguay. 2 games against the 2, should I say, weaker teams in your group, and you're out of the competition. How much have Turkey disappointed at the World Cup?
Very, very disappointing. And the Turkey national team is like the Tunisian national team. Because but
you know they all have the crescent.
Yes,
they are black.
They all start with T.
Yeah, because it's very, very bad from the Turkey national team, because in this tournament so far in 2 games they've played over 38 shots and none of them have been like in the net.
Wow.
And one thing about the Turkey national team is I watched their game against Paraguay, and the Paraguayans had a red card so early so late in the first half by Amaron when he had to just cover his mouth.
We'll come and talk about the rules and the implementation as well.
So he had a red card. So he had a full 45 minutes playing
against 10 men.
Yes. So he had to just utilize it. They had the chances. But one thing about them, they just pass the ball around, but they don't have to do the most important thing. That is why some people will be like they were romancing, but they weren't able to.
Is that they were doing what?
Romancing, but they weren't able to penetrate. That's what the Turkish have been doing so far. In their first game against Australia, they did the same thing when they lost by 2-0. The Australian had to just work on counter-attacks to get those 2 goals. Against Paraguay, they had a lot of chances just moving the ball around. Adagula, the likes of Hildes, their captain Çalhanoğlu and other players, they weren't able to do the most important thing in football by scoring, and that is so disappointing, because this is a group that when you ask everyone before going to this tournament, USA, Australia, Paraguay, Turkey, who will qualify, everyone will mention Australia, Turkey. No one gave Paraguay or Turkey to Australia to even get 3 points in this group, but they were able to get 3 points from you. That is, Australia were able to beat you, Paraguay able to beat you. So that is so bad from them, and they being eliminated in this group stage is very, very bad, because I'm sure they will go back and have to be like, wow, this is a tournament that we weren't expecting, because in 2 games we haven't scored even 1 goal. So it's been very, very bad from the Turkey national team. They have to do to prove to be very well in the subsequent tournament that they have to play.
Okay. Sadi, we saw the US heading into this tournament. No one gave them a chance. They were hosts. Everyone expected them to be terrible hosts, not just in terms of organization, but in terms of actual play on the pitch.
Yeah.
Under Mauricio Pochettino, the US have been criticized for how the results they've got, the style of play. There were even rumors that some of the players weren't happy with Mauricio Pochettino and what he was doing with the squad. How have they turned things around and become so good?
Look, for Pochettino, he is what you would call Bob the Builder.
Okay.
He knows how to build teams.
Poch the Builder.
Yeah, Poch the Builder. And this is one team that obviously he has really spent a lot of time to build them up. They have had a lot of time to finesse a lot of things with this team.
Mm-hmm.
They've played in last year's Gold Cup.
Yes, the Gold Cup.
Where they flattered to
didn't
deceive
go well for
at
them.
some point. Like,
Yes.
I was surprised. But then again, they came into this competition as one of the teams that do one thing the most: counter pressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone is ready to sacrifice for another on the same team so that we achieve an ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you look at the team and tell me, mention one totally stand out performer in their team, and you struggle to find it.
Very difficult to say.
But Sergino Dex putting his own,
Balogun
putting in his own. Pulisic would come play 45 minutes and sit 1.5 games out, putting his own. It's that way around the pitch, and for me, that is one thing that has helped them, and they are shocking everybody. Then again, they find themselves in a group that a couple of the people in the group themselves were not really ready for the World Cup. I've been disappointed in Turkey, not for Adagula, but Kenan Yildiz.
Yeah.
Oh, my word, Yildiz
came in with such promise. He's had a decent season.
No, it's not he's had a decent season. No. For the past two seasons, he's been good.
He's been magnificent.
He's been good for Juventus.
Yeah.
Now you come into Turkey and just make it work. Make it work. You know how Goulet likes to be playing deep and sort of likes that cut-up back pass kind of thing.
Deep line playmaker.
So play the ball to Yildiz, because Yildiz is almost always on the other side of the pitch. What do you also do? Goulet keep doing? Playing it into the middle. Like, how? They really, really need to go back and work on their scouting, because their team there is not. It would make the lives of Ada Goulet become fantastic players with their club side and become just less than ordinary when it comes to the national side. For Yildiz will be getting a big move this summer. Wherever he lands, he would definitely build a very good club performance and reputation for himself.
But it's just unfortunate for him like this. His value that will not increase.
Oh no!
Because of how they played in the World Cup. Because I'm sure the Juventus club, I'm sure that going to the World Cup, they were like, they were hoping that if this player does so well, his value just increase, and any team that comes to him, we can get a lot of money from him. But since they didn't perform so well, I'm just sure his value it's either to decrease a bit or to just stay the same. Yeah,
the value is the same. The value is the same.
Okay.
But quickly on Paraguay. Look, Enciso really is.
He was definitely missed in those two games that they played.
Yeah, because Charlie, and Almiron, you being one of the experienced heads, you should know. Like you should know. You should know. You should know.
You're lucky they were able to
win
with victory, because that was a very silly decision from him.
Because
Don't do.
With all
yes,
due.
you know the rules.
Which is one thing I give the GFA credit for. I remember before the tournament, they
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
all the players
Yeah.
together and explained the new rules to them.
That's
That
good.
don't do this, don't do this, don't do this.
So that one there, big shout outs
Big
going out to
shout-outs
the
to
GFA.
the
Yeah,
GFA.
they
Oh,
did
nuts.
so well.
Yes.
They did so well.
But please remember this part of the show because we'll get to Group L.
We'll get to Group L very soon.
Yeah.
So I
But
want
just
us-
big shout out again to the
to the
GFA.
Okay, so let's go through Group E quickly. It's just one match so far. From here on, all the teams have played one game each. So Group E, Germany, Ivory Coast, and we'll use this as a preview for that game between the two teams. They have 3 points each. Ecuador and Curacao have no points. Curacao expected. That hammering from Germany was very expected. Still harsh, but very expected. So Germany, Ivory Coast, the two best performing teams in this tournament so far, they are facing off tonight. How do you expect this to go, Kwabena?
A very big one tonight, and I'm sure this is a game that a lot of Africans in the world will be watching because of how good the Ivorians played against Ecuador, not because of how good Germany played against Curacao. Curacao, every club can beat Curacao.
Everyone can.
Yes.
Okay.
And Curacao, every club can beat Curacao.
Oh.
And it's been very good from the Ivorians because looking at how they were able to just come on, they had to just stay on their ground and get a last minute goal against Ecuador to get the 3 points in this tournament. That was very good from them. And they meeting this German side is going to be very tough. It's not going to be an easy one, but it's going to be very, very tough. I just feel like this is a tournament this is a game that the coach, the Ivorian coach just needs to make sure he starts Amad Diallo in this game. Turi was started in the first game, but he didn't prove to be very well. So that was why in the 55th minute, they had to substitute off Turi for Amad Diallo to come in. So I just feel like when you have wingers of the 4-4-2 system he's playing is very good. But when you have wingers of Diomande and Amad Diallo, it's really going to help because Diomande is proving to be very well, and the Rock Nation player is playing very well, very, very well for
Jay-Z.
he's playing very well for the Ivorians, and I'm just sure this is a player that at the end of this tournament we'll see him making a very big move. Yeah, a very, very big move because he's playing very well against Ecuador. We saw he was one of the best players in the squad. And let's talk about Franck Kessie. Franck Kessie is playing very well because he's a player that some will feel like, oh, maybe when he moves to the Saudi league, he's going to drop a bit and because of his age. But no, he's not going down. He's playing very well, and that's fantastic from him. He's the key player in the Ivorian national team. If he doesn't play very well, that is when the team doesn't also prove to be good. So when he plays well, the team just does so well, and in the middle they are able to be very compact and not allow teams to play very well. One thing about the German national team is in 2026 we are still starting Leroy Sané in the team. In 2026, Leroy Sané is still starting for the German national team against Curacao. I don't know if you watched the 90 minutes. Did Leroy Sané do so well? Citi.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh no, I'm just asking.
He was Leroy Sané.
he didn't do anything that I would be like, oh, Leroy Sané is doing so well that he has to
But
against
I don't think you'd expect that from a Leroy Sané. How has the season been going into this?
Okay. For Gala, he didn't play so well for them, and he struggled a bit. So
I saw fans complaining about his performance.
yeah, so I'm very sure this is a game that a lot of people will be watching, especially it being at 8 p.m. is going to be very, very good. And the Ivorians just need to be compact. They don't just need to let the Germans get a lot of the ball. They just need to stay calm. Amad Diallo, Diomande, they are the key players in this team. You need to, when you get a chance, just score the goal, and that will really going to help you. And the player who was
L.E.Y.
Yeah, L.E.Y. L.E.Y. is also going to be a player that they just need to just make him just forget about whatever happened. Now you've had a chance to just enter.
You should forget.
Yeah.
No.
No. So when he this is what I'm saying.
No.
When he puts his at the back of his head, I'm sure he's going to play very well.
No, I think it's already behind him. Do you know why? He was just released from police custody and flew directly to join the team. So it's behind him. He has had opportunity to play. It's behind him. But that matter, there will talk.
We'll have to talk about it.
Oh, that one there
when we
will.
get to the part.
Yeah, so I'm very sure there's a chance for the Ivorians to just get their second win in this tournament. I just feel like the Ivorians will not lose against Germany. They are not going to lose against Germany tonight.
They're not going to lose.
Yeah.
Sedi, you share the same thoughts. The Ivorians are too good not to beat Germany.
The Ivorians are too good to make it difficult for the Germans to beat them. But to beat Germany would lie heavily on how direct and how efficient they are. LUI we are talking about here. A lot of people did not like his performance in the game.
Yes, against Ecuador.
So people are saying that even when he was not going to enter, they were jubilating because they feel that Boni would come in and do a much better job. So there's that conversation for that particular position. Then there's the conversation also surrounding Pepe. Pepe did not go for the AFCON, but now gets here and gets a call up and even starts ahead of the likes of Amad Diallo. And there's that to be had as well. Yeah. Now, you look at this Ivorian team, and for me, the blend between talent and then experience is sweet. It's delicious. You see a lot of the players who are playing now who are actually old lads, old Duades, but they are trying very well for the team. Frank Kessié. So let me ask, if Frank Kessié is playing, does that mean Partey can also do same?
That's the question that everyone is asking.
Then let's continue.
Yeah, but Partey, unlike Kessié, has been injured a lot in the last few years.
Yeah,
maybe not since he left Arsenal. Maybe his final season at Arsenal, where he was very available, and for Villarreal, he also got injured for a few weeks.
Yeah,
Kessié has been a consistent performer in terms of appearances, so maybe the injury has eaten into Partey's legs a bit.
Okay. If it has eaten, then we'd still talk about the team that is the Ivory Coast. And listen, the likes of Doué need to come up to the party today if Ivory Coast is to get a result. Doué needs to come up to the party. Same applies to Wilfred Single. He actually would need his legs to just drive the team more forward. I like the approach that they are going to take into this game, which is not going to cower, which is not going to sit back and defend. Let's play and have fun. And we know how similar the French and the Germans play. If anything is to go by from that sequence, which is playing in the friendly, then we are in for a fantastic game. We've seen a couple of teams play friendlies to prepare for teams, and it has worked in this tournament. I have a couple in my list. Mexico versus Ghana. Watch the first goal they scored against Ghana versus the first goal they scored against South Africa. Similar thing. Squeeze the press and get the ball and quick. But for other teams as well, such enterprising skirmishes of games has not worked. And one is Panama. They catch South Africa. They thought the Black Stars played like South Africa. It looks like they didn't look at the African map properly.
They thought once it's an African team.
It doesn't make you understand. But then again, look, on a more serious note, the Germans would need to be at their highest. And we know how sometimes this German team, this crop of German players, flatter to deceive. And we've seen it several times, even in the Nations League. We've seen it from them. We've seen it in interesting friendlies that they play. Qualifying, like you see, they are good when they want to be good. I pray this is one of the games that they want to be good so that we are able to see a very fantastic game from both sides.
Okay, we're done with that. Let's go on YouTube and get some more messages from viewers who are enjoying the show. As Nikote says, he's enjoying the show. Sweet Kwame says Igor Thiago is good, but Brazil plays through wingers, which might explain his performance in the first game as well. Sweet Kwame comes back to say US haven't turned anything around. He's clearly not impressed with what he's seen from the USA so far. He says Pochettino is just on the he's on the lifeline, and he will be sacked if the USA gets eliminated. So a little adrenaline boost for Pochettino every single game.
But they will not get to the final with this. But look, whoever they meet in the round of 32, they'll find it very difficult, depending on how good the team also has been, because this US team have a lot of loopholes. But when they have the ball, they enjoy that quick fluidity. Let's move the ball around. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but they'll meet.
Ismaila Ibrahim says, you're seeing what's happening to Turkey. That's what's going to happen to Croatia. They're going to be the whipping boys. Panama crowd will beat them. We are getting to that very soon. Ismaila Ibrahim comes back and said, why I'm having this feeling? Well, that we'll beat England by 2-1. Ghanaians are very excited after that Panama victory. Raymond Dakota says, we miss your voice, so thank you, I'm back. Sane only started because there was an injury the day before. Kobna Hagan says, Sweet Kwame says, Kessie is stronger than Partey now, and he's been consistent and good. I'm going to cheat a little bit and skip Group F. Let's go all the way down to Group L. We need to talk about that. Everyone's been waiting for that. So Group L, England, 1 match played, 3 points, 4 goals scored, 2 against. Ghana in second place, 1 match played, 1 win, no goals conceded, 1 goal scored, 3 points. Panama in third as it stands, 1 game played, no win so far, 0 points. Croatia, 1 game played, no win so far. Let's start off with Ghana, the conversation everyone wants to have. And it's difficult because there are lots of things to talk about. Yeah. But I want us to zero in on the players. Over the week, a lot has been said about the team. I want us to zero in on the players. Now, first of all, the captain, Jordan Ayew. There's been a lot said on social media, a lot said in traditional media, a lot said already in this studio. Jordan Ayew is probably the most experienced player in the team, active player in the team, besides maybe Thomas Partey as well. His performance against Panama was criticized, as it has been in recent games. He doesn't move the ball quickly enough. He holds on to the ball way too much, worrying about fouls instead of moving it on quickly for the Black Stars to play on the transition. Other people say that a lot of the criticism on Jordan Ayew is very unwarranted, because throughout the game, he helped Ghana hold the ball in certain moments, especially in the first half when Panama were all over the Black Stars. Let me start with Sedi. I'll come to you. Jordan Ayew, impression about Jordan Ayew in relation to the game that Ghana won, and maybe you can bring in other players as you analyze that game.
Wonderful.
Yes.
This is the first question I'm going to say. Thank you very much for the question. But to have a player, okay. But to have a player win 8 aerial duels in one game, to automatically climb to the 3rd spot of players who have won the most aerial duels, the 3rd spot in the entire tournament, is laudable.
Very.
But then you look at the details in the figures, and then that is where the questions start. When he was winning those aerial duels, the 8 times, majority of them was balls being cleared from the back, and then he wins it in the opposing half against defenders. Next question. What does he do with the ball? What does he do with the ball? Because normally, if you are a hold-up striker, what I have been taught and what I have subsequently gone on to read and understand is that when you hold up play, you look for your players who are making runs, number 1. 2, who are coming close, so that if you want to make the run, you hit it to them, turn around the defender, and then you make the move. Jordan did not, I would say, did not see. People are saying he refused to see. But in all, there was a see not seeing. He did not see runs being made by the various wingers, Semenyo included. At some point, Nyama included, but largely Semenyo, because he was drifting onto the left-hand side. He was constantly drifting onto the left-hand side. So when you drift and you get the ball in those areas, what do you need to do, chairman? You see the runs being made, lay the ball. If you won't lay it, just pass the ball quickly behind to the player who is approaching and then run. You will do none. Rather hold on to the ball, because it is now that you have been there's a spirit that is pushing you that you can dribble. You are in prime Neymar, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Messi, that whole spirit combined in you. So at this age, you see yourself, you can run at the defenders and take them on. Hello, chairman. Do the simpler things. These 8 times, none of them led to chances.
But is that his problem? Once you win the aerial battle, you expect your teammates to get into position to win the second ball. If they don't do that, how is that his fault that none of them resulted in chances?
Thank you very much. Majority of the time when he wins the ball, he's able to bring it down onto the turf. He brings it down onto the turf. And then what does he do? Dilly dally, dilly dally, dilly dally, dilly dally. People are making runs, changing their position in the runs, trying to get in better positions. Look, I was shocked about how Semenyo would run direct and then redirect his run so that he's getting into correct pocket of spaces all around. And I'm saying to myself, wow, Semenyo is really learning a lot under Pep. He really learned a lot, because for some players, they just run direct and stand there and wait for the ball. But he went inside channel, and then now, no, the ball is not coming. Chairman is still holding on to the ball. Now, let me go into into the center part of the penalty box. He went there still. The ball did not come. At that point, they took the ball away from Jordan. Jordan is a good servant for the Black Stars. But he is at a point where he needs to do the simpler things first. Simple. Touch and go. You get the ball. You are huge. We understand. You can cheat defenders with your weight. Solid. It is a good attribute at this level. But then what next do you do? Just release the ball. Simple. That is all Jordan is supposed to do. And Ghanaians would applaud him. Reason why I'm saying Ghanaians would applaud him is everybody is now clapping for Jonas Ajete. Jonas Ajete came into this team and people were accusing him of being a volleyball player. A volleyball player. Yes. They say when the ball is coming from the top, you watch it and say, save.
Spike.
Yeah. But now, all of a sudden, everybody is clapping for Jonas Ajete because he's doing the simpler things. What is the simpler things? Block when he needs to be blocked. Just pass out when he needs to be passed out. Face the ball constantly. Do the simple things first. And now, all of a sudden, Ghanaians are forgetting that Jiku did not go to the World Cup. All of a sudden, Salisu is not being mentioned in the conversation because Opoku and Ajete, they put out a very good performance in that Panama game. Then you look at Senaya and everybody's calm. Senaya and everybody's calm. And you look at Senaya and then you question Otuado's answer he gave to us that Ghana has a problem in the right back. While Senaya was in the team when he was talking, Otuado was talking about right back. Senaya was in that team, that collab that Otuado made. Otuado made. Because when the collabs come, I call him Uncle Henry. Uncle Henry will tell us that so the coach has called up these players, not the FA has called up these players. No. So Otuado knew of a right back and was telling us Ghanaians that we have a right back problem. But all of a sudden, Otuado leaves and then we have found Discovery. It's surprising. But then again, he also performed very well for his standards. His second outing for the national team, and he does that like his second full outing, and he does that. It's really good. It's really good. And then quickly, you have a Kamaldeen.
I wanted to get to that.
Okay.
So I want Kwabena to get into this conversation. Look, we've been talking a lot about Jordan and his performance, but Enes Nyama, Kamaldeen Sulemana, that first start from Antoine Semenyo, there was a 15-minute period where he didn't touch the ball. Are their performances being swept under the rug because everyone wants to use Jordan as the scapegoat, or is it deserved? Looking at the entire performance of the squad, especially in that first half, are we sweeping other people's bad performances under the rug and using Jordan as the scapegoat because of it?
You see, in life, if someone doesn't like you, no matter what you do, if the whole team is not performing very well,
Yeah.
they just put it on one person. In the first, should I say, 50 to 60 minutes of the game, the whole Blasters team played badly, except the defenders. The defenders were those, and the goalkeeper.
And the goalkeepers.
Yeah, the goalkeeper, sorry. That was Asare and Atizigi.
Yeah.
They proved to be very good. Apart from those players, the rest of the players, even Caleb Rienchi, who's even scored a goal, in the first 60 minutes, he was struggling, especially
After
when
the
he had a
yellow
yellow card.
Yes.
He didn't know whether to attack, because there was a chance that he was following a Panama player that I was like, if it wasn't for this yellow card, he would have
Made the
tackled
tackle,
him.
yeah.
But he was scared that if he tackles, it could be another second yellow card, and that could be a red card. So the whole team wasn't playing well in the first 16 minutes. And what even made things even worse was that Jordan gets the ball and he's very slow on the ball. When Jordan needs to do the most important thing, he doesn't do it. Messi, because of his strength and how he's growing, now he knows that when he gets the ball, he just needs to pass the ball quickly. He doesn't hold on to the ball so well. The same thing for Jordan. When you get the ball, you know very well that now you are struggling a bit. So you don't need to hold on to the ball too much. You can hold on the ball for some time, but the best thing you have to do is that you just need to just give the ball away and give accurate passes. It's not now time that you have to now hold on to the ball, try to go to the wings and try to be playing so well. And when it's a chance for you to give an accurate pass, you struggle. So Jordan is doing one thing that you have to ask yourself. He needs to improve, because the way he's playing, sometimes I also blame the coaches, because look, after all this bad performance from Jordan against Panama, he played 87 minutes. You substitute of Jordan when it was left with 3 minutes more to end the game. You don't do that. When you start Jordan, I feel like against England, Jordan needs to start. I'm not those people who feel like Jordan doesn't need to start against England. Because of experience wise, Jordan needs to start. They just need to talk to him that they're holding up to the ball too much is one key thing he has to do. But maybe in the first 45 minutes, when he sees it's not working, just ship him out of the game. Like, he doesn't even need to even come on in the second half. So that we just move on. You don't play Jordan for 87 minutes in a game. It's not good. Because the likes of Brandon Thomas Asante will come on. I feel like people have been like, we should start Thomas Asante. But they have this kind of players that are super subs. And maybe this is a game that when you start Thomas Asante, he might not play so well.
Kwabena, hold on a bit. We'll get to that conversation on who needs to start against England very soon. Let me end this first half of the show, or first quarter of the show, with this message from Ni from Legon. Brothers, holding the ball is an additional skill, not the main job description, which is playing it. So if you make the added on the main job, what have you gained? All Jordan needs to do is touch the ball for the faster ones. That is very basic stuff. Okay, so we'll take a break on the Republic of Football, and then when we come back, we'll continue and look ahead to that game between the Black Stars of Ghana and England. Stay tuned.
Citi 97.3 Accra.
June is for business here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the Citi Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the Citi Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. Citi Business Festival 2026. Driving ideas into impact. The Citi Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel One TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
The World Cup football fever is here, and Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing the excitement of the stadium right into your home with unbeatable soccer promotion. Experience every goal and celebration in clarity, just like you're live at the stadium with discounts on Samsung, TCL, and NASCO Smart TVs. Make every match day perfect for your football watch parties with powerful air conditioners and air coolers, top and bottom mount chest and display fridges, gas cooker, washing machines, microwaves, small kitchen appliances, and more. This is the biggest football promo of the year. Rush to our showrooms and authorized dealer shops or call 050-315-9739. Electroland, bringing the stadium home.
City 97.3. Accra.
Welcome back to the Republic of Football. We've been going through the various groups at the World Cup. We've done groups A to E. We are currently on the famous, the last, the most intriguing Group L, where Ghana are based. And Kwabena, you were talking about Jordan Ayew and the fact that he needs to start that game against England. We are all shocked by it, especially with how you started your submission. So tell us more. Tell us more about who should be starting in that game against England, especially if we want to win it or get the results we need to ensure we qualify for the next round.
Okay, so there's a big one that will be playing against England on Tuesday. Some of the players most of the players have not really performed so well. Against Panama, we expected most of the players to do so well, but they didn't do that. Semenyo was, although we're like being like Semenyo, but he wasn't able to even take on any player in the game. He wasn't able to do that, and
Man of the match.
he was able to get man of the match out of it, and I was very surprised. I was very surprised with the man of the match award. But apart from that, the players that came on, that is especially Brandon Thomas Asante, he played so well when he came on. Fatah Ishaku was on and off. Although he came on, he did some brilliance, but he was on and off in the game.
One of his first touches was to hit one of his trademark shots,
and that was so bad. That was so bad from him. So I just feel like
warming up into the game.
So I just feel like against England, a 4-3-3 system will help. A 4-3-3 system, unlike the 4-2-3-1 that we played against Panama.
Some people feel that we should be a little more defensive, given the threats England pose. Up front.
So more of a 5-back,
a 5 or
5-3-2.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, no, I just feel like a 4-3-3 will help. We just need to make sure we'll be able to just get a very good midfield that will be able to play against the English national team. The 4-back, the goalkeeper, I'm sure Benjamin Asare will start this time around, because I'm not too sure about Tizigi. Yeah. So Benjamin Asare will start. The 4-back that played against Panama will be the same people to play. That is Tenaya, Gideon Mensah, and then back the centre pair of Ajite and Jerome Opoku. The boom bam from Ajite, they just need to talk to him, because he gets the ball, and he feels like that's the safest part.
No, but that's what he has been told. Like, when you get the ball, try and locate a man up front and hit it to him. Opoku was doing same, but Opoku's balls were rather getting to their target, and Ajite's balls were
going the other way around. Yeah. So the third forward midfield will be, I just feel like Partey. So Partey starts, and Caleb Rinchi and Elisha Owusu. For Elisha Owusu, because we don't have any other very good player to replace him.
Fantastic.
I feel like Elisha Owusu, if there's Elisha Owusu and Sibo, I'll pick Elisha Owusu over Sibo. Sibo should just come on in the second half to come and play.
Even after his performance against Panama, Elisha Owusu was criticized heavily for his performance.
I just feel like Sibo playing will be very difficult, because of how Sibo is very slow on the ball, and even his first pass is also even breaking is very difficult for him. So first touch is very, very difficult for him. So he has to really check that. But the 3 forwards, I feel like there's a chance. So Antoine Semenyo just needs to come on, because one, he needs to play so well. You are playing against these players that you know so well. You've played with them in the English Premier League. Rich James, Nico Reali. Yeah. You just need to play to be very good. And I'm sure when you play that way, it's really going to help. You get your forward line of Antoine Semenyo, number 9, Jordan. But Jordan, if he doesn't play so well in the first 45 minutes, I even feel in the first 30 minutes, if he doesn't play well, away. So he needs to play so well in the first 45 minutes. That will help him. Then the most difficult aspect in Carlos Queiroz' first 11 will be the right hand side of attack, because you don't know. I just don't feel like they should even start Fatah Esako. They don't need to start Ernest Nuyama. Okay. They should just use another player, but he's a right centered player, Christopher Bonsuba. He's direct. We have this is a game that we don't need a player that will feel like, oh, you just need to move forward, not too direct. We need direct players in a game against England.
But you want Jordan in the team. If you're talking about directness and Jordan remains in your squad, Jordan is not the most direct player. He has his pros when he plays, but directness is definitely not one of them.
So that's why I just feel like if they have to just talk, I started Jordan because of experience.
Talk to Jordan.
Yes.
Okay. That one need to be a show. Talk to Jordan.
So, because if they had to talk to him and tell him to be very direct, and most of the players tell him to be very direct, I'm sure it's going to really help because of experience wise. But if he doesn't play so well in the first 45 minutes, that's when I feel like Brandon Thomas Asante to just come on to just play and maybe just get a direct striker to just play against him. But I just feel like Christopher Bonsuba is one good player that we are not giving him a lot of chance, because when you give him a lot of chances, he's one player that is going to be very well. In the Saudi league, he plays so well in his team. So he playing in this lineup against the English national team, it's not going to be so surprising, because the English national team, we saw the first 4 the back 4 they played, Rich James, John Stones, Konsa, and O'Reilly. We saw John Stones, and these 2 players he played, the centre backs of Konsa and John Stones. They are players that when you give them more pressure, you just get the goal. And Nico O'Reilly is one player who is intelligent. For the intelligence of Nico O'Reilly, that's top notch. But Nico O'Reilly is not strong on the ball. He's not very, very strong. That if he gets a player that is really going to discipline him or really disturb him a lot, he's going to get confused, so that he's not able to move forward a lot. Christopher Bonsuban can just draw back to just defend, move forward. But for Nico O'Reilly, because of how good he's able to move forward, when Bonsuban is playing at that side, he's going to just let him get confused and know what exactly to do. So I feel like this is a lineup, but when we get, or whoever comes on in this game, when we are very focused on this game, I'll not be surprised we get 1-1 draw in this game.
Okay, so a reminder that we'll be taking your calls in the final 10 minutes of the show, but before that,
I'll keep it simple and very short. No, you are about to ask a question.
No, I just want your thoughts on who should start against England, and whether you also feel Jordan needs to be in the team for that game.
You see, you are going to need all action players against England. All action players against England. Now, there is a difference between what I personally would have done and what thinking like Carlos Queiroz would do. Okay. Uncle Carlos says that you should prepare to suffer.
Yeah. Okay.
I.e., we are going to play a 4-4-1-1. 4-4-1-1.
Okay.
Solid. The 4 picks up themselves.
Okay.
Because if Ghanaians see Baba Rahman on the team sheet, there'll be matter. If they see Ali Duseidu,
yes,
there might be an uproar. So in this case, you need the guys to also get some more confidence. They've not considered a goal. Don't change them.
Okay.
But for Atizigi, his injury situation,
we are not too certain about it. So
so
also go with Benjamin Asare.
SM in the pool.
Yes, exactly.
And in times past, Ghana would have walked over England's midfield with our own midfield combination. But unfortunately, it looks like we are 3 to 5 years off that particular pace as at now. So we are lacking in that part of midfield. I don't know why no one is talking about Augustine Boache. He's with the team.
Yes,
Or?
he's with the team.
Yeah.
Good. He's with the team.
Yes,
Or?
yes.
Good. For me, Partey is my G. I saw him against Wales. If it were a competitive game, he would have been red carded.
Definitely.
The game might have gone beyond his legs, but his experience is also needed. But the hostile atmosphere that's going to be provided by the English fans, would he be able to withstand it? If he can block out the noise, then he should sit at the base of midfield and play that quarterback-like role, and then get the supporting cast from Elisha to try and do all the dirty works, and leave him to just play that quarterback role.
Okay.
But then again, you ask yourself, do you need that quarterback-like player in a Carlos Queiroz team? No, because those roles are taken up already by the center backs.
Okay.
Hence, for me, thinking like Carlos, I would put a more all-action defender in there. I don't think I'll put Sibo there. I don't think I'll put Sibo there. Reason why I won't put Sibo there is I don't want to be playing 10 against 11. 10 against 11. No. I don't want to play it in the first half. So Sibo would have a few. Then on the left hand side, in fact, this is the one that's going to be difficult. Babon Suba might play in that hole for me, and then you have a Thomas Asante playing up front. You have a Semenyo playing out on the right hand side, where Kwabna is looking for someone to play. I found Semenyo to play there
on the right hand side.
Yes, and then on the left, I think Prince Kwabna should play out there.
He should play on the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you watched that game versus Wales. He was the one who started coming onto the left to help out Gideon Mensah in defense. Okay. Because we are going to need all action players.
In defense,
we are going to need all action players. So this would be a very young team that would start. And if this team is to start, the captain will be left back Gideon Mensah.
Okay, an interesting lineup from the both of you. So let's go back to WhatsApp and see what people are saying. Raymond Decoder and Saitama Committee 4. Listen to the program vehemently. I can't understand why people are chastising Jordan Ayew. If I may ask, what is the role given to him? He's a ball juggler. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. And he says Ivory Coast 2, Germany 3, his prediction for tonight.
Ball juggler?
Yes.
How? Where? When? Why?
You don't believe he's a ball juggler?
Oh, ball juggler, and he can't beat one man. Oh, ball juggler, yeah. Oh, Charlie, but we've seen ball jugglers. So
yeah.
One even got signed to a club today. He's 46 years old. Yes, he's back in football, man.
Okay, let's move on to Sir Covers in Manchester, Stratford Road, UK. Thanks for joining us. After watching Ghana's match against Panama, my English friends are all predicting a 5-0 win against us. We are hoping the true Ghana spirit will come to our rescue on Tuesday. So, on that note, your predictions for England versus Ghana.
England versus Ghana. Let's have in mind also, as we predict, that the last time Carlos Queiroz met England with Iran, it ended 6-2.
Yeah.
I can say he has a better squad with Ghana.
You say?
He has a better squad. Doesn't he have a better squad?
It's okay.
So,
but look, if I'll put some caveats.
Okay.
If Ghana is able to withstand first 20 minutes without going down by a goal, the game would end in a draw.
Okay.
But if Ghana concedes very early, it might end 2-0 in favor of England.
2-0 England. Okay, so your caveats are well noted. Kwamna?
The first 45 minutes of the game is very important in the game against England. If, as Sedi said, if Ghana is to concede so early in the game, it's going to really change like how the dynamics of the game is going to be. But I just feel like this is a game that Ghana will not lose. Ghana is not going to lose against England. No.
Kwamna believes Ghana won't lose against England. What are people on YouTube saying? Sweet Kwame says Messi doesn't slow Argentina's attack and experience doesn't matter always on the Jordan Ayuso conversation. He says, how many through passes has Jordan given to the Black Stars? He also says, said he's right, look at Harry Kane. Ismail Ibrahim says, a player to win aerial duels and he's the one taking all the corner kicks. Jordan.
That one,
see, that one, it started from. Oh, it's not just this coach. Yeah. It started a long time. And they are still allowing him to take corner kicks.
It's not only corner kicks. The ones that even egg me is set pieces close to the center line. Then Jordan is standing there. In Gapala, what is he doing there? What? Oh.
Okay, Ismaila says Ajete reminds me of John Mensah. Wow, but for Otoado, we have to call him back and sack him again. Sweet Kwame says Semenyo can't take on opponents. Nuopa says it was not a penalty. It was too soft. I'm sure he was talking about the England game against Croatia. Ismaila Ibrahim says, are we sure we weren't robbed? Are you sure we weren't robbed? I'm not sure exactly what he was talking about.
Says, the Ghana should have
had a penalty.
Oh, had a penalty.
Yeah, the Jerome
Opoku being brought down. What about Jerome Opoku's tackle on the Panama the attacker when he took him down, and then
it wasn't a penalty.
It wasn't a penalty.
No. I mean that one, the ball had gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet Kwame says Sibo can start. Mr. W. Also saying a few things. Let's move on from that conversation, and I'd just like to say that the phone lines will be open in about a minute. You can come in and share your thoughts on anything that has happened in the World Cup so far. Even if you want to talk about the Black Stars, you want to talk about the IFAB rules, you want to talk about whatever, you have your opportunity to talk to us. And the phone lines are 054-9986-996 and 053-9986-996. The lines are open. Share your thoughts. But before we get to that, Sedi and Kwabna, I want you to have your thoughts, or I want you to have your thoughts on the IFAB rules and how they are being implemented. Yesterday we saw a red card that we've not seen before. Yes, for covering of the mouth, and in throughout the tournament we've seen other rules being implemented. What's your thoughts on all that and how they've impacted the game? Or Kwabna, you want to go first?
Okay. So far so good from how they've been able to do this things. It's really going to help a lot of the play now in football, because when you check the stats, we've had a lot of games playing on the pitch. Like previously in 90 minutes, when you look at the play on the pitch, it could be like maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But this time around, we've had average time minutes on the pitch, and it's very good from them so far.
50 minutes.
More than
55 minutes.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll get back to this conversation. We have someone on the line. Good afternoon. Who am I speaking with, please?
Yeah, my name is Jacob.
Jacob, what have you made of the tournament so far? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, Jacob from Ashaiman. I want to comment on the Black Stars. It was a good performance, but unfortunately, some of the players that I personally had a lot of hope in disappointed. Kamaldeen was very wasteful. Neoma, we just hope that the next game will give them, they will perform better. I was so impressed with Opoku, and I wonder why Coach Otoado has not used this guy that much. Opoku was very, very composed, disciplined, and I'm so much in love with him. With this performance, he's destined to be one of the best defenders that Ghana will possibly have. So I look at the next game and I think that we can do well. As for winning against England, it will be difficult, but maybe a draw will be okay for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. We'll get to the phone lines when we have someone on the line. Currently, let's go back to the conversation on the IFAB rules and how they've affected the tournament.
Yes. So far it's been so good from how the rules have been able to be played, and we even saw in the Ghana-Panama game when the players had to get the ball for the throw-in, the referee start counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you delay, that is it. So it's been so good so far.
Sorry, Kwabna, we have someone else on the line. Please, who am I speaking with and where from?
You are speaking to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm calling from Caprice.
Tulsa, Oklahoma from Caprice. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to comment about Blaster. You know, the boys are doing the boys are World Cup is a World Cup. World Cup is not African Cup. World Cup is not a European Cup. So every player that went to World Cup is a professional player. But I believe every Ghanaian player that is on the field that the coach Carlos called is a professional player. That is why he called him. But I believe Ghana is going to perform this 2026. Canada, USA, Mexico. I believe this how they call it, Ghana Blaster is going to perform well and fly Ghana flag high in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and amen to you. Let's go on to our conversation with Kwabena and Sedina Edmond on the IFAB rules and how they're affecting the tournaments.
Well, Kwabena had not finished.
He had not finished.
Okay. So I just feel like this a one thing that the players need to be spoken to, especially what Amaron did. It was so bad from him because you've already been spoken to about how the rules have to be, and you are still doing that. They just need to talk to the players so that they'll be able to know what the rules are and how they'll be able to do that on the pitch.
Okay, thank you. Let's head back onto the line. Who am I speaking to, please, and where from?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Alaji Haruna and I'm calling from Ashama.
Thank you, Alaji Aruna. Please go ahead with your submission.
Why everybody is talking about the performance of our Black Stars? Every game, there is a strategy to it. And I'm telling you, you people, you should not be surprised seeing Ghana even winning by 3-0 against England. Who is their star? It is only Kane. And these Black Stars, their second match against England, you'll be surprised. Some of you media people, you write off your own. But the truth is that the kind of pressure that the Panamanians did to the Black Stars, if it were to be any other country, any other team, they would have scored a lot of goals. But we absorbed the pressure. The two goalkeepers all were good. Our defenders were up to task. We should still see the positives around that area. Even though I admit that our front line wasn't the best. We couldn't keep our game even 2 seconds with the ball. But then, things will change. God is on our side, especially the way the English people, they sabotage us by not allowing Partey to take part, to enter Canada. But this one, God will punish them. And I'm telling you, you will call Elijah Aruna and say, what I say has come to pass. Ghana is winning. Ghana will win against England.
Thank you very much. Alaji Aruna says Ghana will win against England. Well, guys, you heard the thoughts of our people.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But before we go, I want your thoughts on this topic. Very important topic. Yeah. Should Cristiano Ronaldo start for Portugal in their next game?
Does the coach have the balls to keep him off the pitch? That should rather be the question we should be asking.
Oh, it's Uzbekistan. Say who starts.
No, you see, does the coach have the what it takes to keep him off the pitch? I don't think so. The coach does not have what it takes to keep him off the pitch. That is it.
Okay, we'll get back to that conversation, but we have our final caller on the line. Please, who am I speaking to and where are you from?
My name is Miss Lane.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
My name is Miss Lane.
Miss Lane.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm calling from Tema.
Tema. Okay, let's have your submission.
Okay. Is it Citi?
This is Citi.
Good.
This is the Republic of Football.
Republic of Football.
Yes,
oh, great.
yes.
Then I'm on the right channel.
Awesome.
Yeah, good Good evening.
Please, you can go ahead with your submission. And turn down the volume of your radio set. Hello, Ms. Ling.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
I greet you all. You're doing very well. Okay. So my submission is
Hello, Ms. Ling. What do you want to talk about the World Cup? Do you want to talk about the Black Stars? Do you want to talk about Cristiano?
Yeah, I want
Messi?
I want to talk about Jordan, and I want to talk about the score.
Okay, please go ahead.
Number one, Ghana will win. That's all our prayer. And then I just want you to tone down on how you criticize Jordan.
Well noted.
If it's fine.
Well, that's well noted. Thank you very much.
I know it's not that you want to talk for him, but if we can always put a little push for all of them, because it's a team. You understand? Thank you so much, and
thank you too for
may
calling.
you have a good day.
Thank you too for calling in, Ms. Ling, and you have a good day as well. And that's our final caller on the Republic of Football, guys. Final thoughts. I want your thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo. Should he start or not?
Like I am saying, I don't think the coach has what it takes to make such a big call. I don't think the coach, has what it takes.
The greatest goal scorer in football history.
He has been the greatest. I am even tempted to say for Portugal, he's likely to even be the greatest player ever to have played for Portugal. Because prior to Ronaldo, Portugal was Portugal. But now it is Portugal.
Yeah, that's true.
He has taken them to heights.
Yeah.
Once you've taken him to the competition, is he part of the tactics you want to play?
Yes.
Does he play? Yes. He plays. Because he still needs his goals to get to 1,000 so that he'll go and sit in the house. So he plays.
Okay. So guys, we are wrapping up on the Republic of Football. Any last shout outs you want to give?
Oh, okay. So I have some happy Father's Day wishes. Okay. So to two men in my life, to my dad, Mr. Charles Nyakumafo, and to my Reverend Francis Kojo Aloka. God richly bless both of them so well. They've been so good in my life. And may God increase them in all aspects of their lives. And to my two former bosses, Mr. Alexander Chumisi and Mr. Edem Sechi, God bless you both. Happy Father's Day to both of you. You are blessed.
Okay, so anything from you?
So I'll start with all my friends who are fathers. Yes, it's a litany of names. I can't go through all of them. And most of them actually are also listening. A couple also still having their christening today. Yes, but I have to be here for extra. Charlie, we can't. Yeah. So happy Father's Day going out to you all, and also happy Father's Day going out to all my uncles, and happy Father's Day going out to Mr. Ato, and happy Father's Day going out to Mr. Haibo. Yeah.
Well, happy Father's Day from me to my father, Isaac Wakofi. Happy Father's Day to all the father figures in my life. And this is the Republic of Football. I've been here with Sedinam Edmond and Kwabna Mafo. Thank you guys for joining me. Technical hands from Daniel Squashy. And in the new media room, we've had a lot of people giving me support. There's Crystal Joku, there's Nalam Le, there's Jennifer. Yes, there's Jennifer as well, who is there. And also we have Lorinda as well, who is in the new media office. Thank you for all your support. This has been the Republic of Football. We'll be back next week, Saturday, with another edition. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.